Is it gonna mess the budget up, or is it gonna, you know, mess the overtime up or something? I don't know. You know what I mean? But just being realistic, man, we have to come to some type of common ground as a city, as a whole, if we want Chattanooga to blossom and be the city that it can be. You know what I mean? We can't just keep outcasting people like they're nothing. We can. This city can be something that in America that hasn't been done before. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we're finna get into the 32 documentary, and I hope y'all enjoy it. And I'm finna bring up the executive producer of this, my dog, Jamal Hicks, aka Maal the Pimp.
Right. All right.
I got wine in my hand, I'm still keeping it natural, you hear me? To pick back off what he said, we both came together and did this, but my inspiration, I'm finna sit down too. But my inspiration behind it was like, excuse my language, I'm just cutting dry. My inspiration behind this was like, when I first saw Bill Long get picked up, and I saw he got accused of having 33 or 33 kilograms of cocaine. I'm like, man, this cartel type stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? And then the 22 or 23 pounds of marijuana, and then handing firearms to known fellas. If there would have been anybody from our community, there would have been 7 life sentences with no parole, back to back. And anybody knows that. So I look at that happen, and I look at the slap on the wrist he got, because if I got caught with that, and I walk away with 10 years, I'd take a smile. That's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And then you come a few years behind that, and I see these 32 gentlemen get indicted for allegedly talking on the phone, nothing red-handed that they got caught with. And I'm thinking, how did they get more time than him? Then you want to break it down, like, I'm just going to use like loaves of bread. If this guy's bringing in loaves of bread by the truckload, and I get caught with a sandwich, I can only make a sandwich based off the bread he's bringing in. So how do I get more time than him? You know what I'm saying? And so it had to be racially motivated. And I'm sitting back looking at all this on the news, I'm thinking to myself, excuse my language, I said, man, am I the only one seeing this shit? Am I the only one seeing this shit that's going down like this? Nobody's gonna speak on this? So that was my motivation to put this out. And then a lot of the guys who got indicted, I knew these guys. I knew them personally. A lot of 3 of them I grew up with. A lot of them I knew just from the city. Some of them I know their moms, I know their wives, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he's not the worst of the worst. We all have had some little run-ins with the law here and there, you know what I'm saying? He's not the worst of the worst. So how can you paint them like this, but carefully watch the words you use to describe the sheriff? Just say if they were doing drugs, just say, let's just play the devil's advocate. Okay, these guys were doing what you accused them of doing. These small amounts that you accuse them of, they can only sell that because of the large stuff that he's bringing in, so where are they getting it from? You follow what I'm saying? Did that make sense to anybody in here? Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? So, if you wouldn't bring all this large stuff into the city, they wouldn't have access to the small stuff. And then you're the sheriff, your job is to protect the sheriff, so you should be held to the highest standard anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you should walk away with less time than them. So that's what made me start digging into the case. When I started getting all the details, I'm saying to myself, like, this needs to be documented and put out there in a way that everybody can understand. It's not gonna get these guys out of jail, it's not gonna change nothing, but it needs to be exposed. Because a lot of this stuff going on right here is going on in other cities, but nobody talks about it. And then another thing, when they got a lot of these guys, the whole thing was, like for instance, if it was my man right here, okay, you got me, but if you tell on him, we'll cut your time. Him, if you tell on him, we'll cut your time. Just tell. And when they got Bill along, they didn't ask him to tell nothing. You know why? Because somebody like that started telling, he's gonna start putting other people in higher power in trouble. So they don't wanna know where he's getting it from. You know what I'm saying? Is anybody hearing what I'm saying? If Bill Long starts saying, this is how I got the drug, this is how I got it in, it's gonna be people in higher power that wanna go down. They don't wanna know that. But if I get caught with it, you want me to tell on him. So when I look at all this as a whole, this needs to be documented and put out there, you know, and anybody, I grew up in the hood. I'm from College Hill, of course, the west side. But I've never been a racist. This is not my thing to want to raise like that. But I'm not dumb enough to act like it don't exist. This is modern day racism right here. Now people not going around saying the N-word. That's stupid. That's too obvious right there. They're doing racial actions. That's how you know it still exists. And this is a prime example of that right here. So that was my motivation behind it. I want to just get the word out there, let everybody know that, you know, what you see on the news is not everything that's true. We put the real story out there. We dug deep. This took 3 years to put out there. We put the real story out there. This is the truth, and I hope y'all enjoy this.
All right.
Anybody, once you watch this and see, y'all gonna see a few little snippets here, but we got the documentary back there. We're gonna be selling copies for $10. So if anybody want to purchase a copy, which I think you should, because this is something that needs to be in the collector's item at the household right here. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the things that you laying around, somebody walking by, what's that right there? You be like, oh yeah, watch this. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them type things right there. So y'all check this out, and again, we appreciate y'all for coming out. So just sit back, open your mind, and look at what's going on. Thank y'all very much.
Real quick, just format for the rest of the night. We're gonna watch about 10 minutes of video, the trailer, a news clip, and the music video that Maal created. And then we're gonna have 2 panels. I think the first one we're gonna do is the community panel that features a lot of different people within the community. And then I'll have Maal and Mel come up for a production discussion about the production, hear more about the motivation behind it. All right, so here we go.
Of Chattanooga's most dangerous.
Sheriff Long was apprehended by the FBI this morning.
32 of Chattanooga's most dangerous criminals have been arrested.
This investigation started in 2009.
32 people were indicted.
This has been targeted in making sure that we send a message that the violence has to stop.
A 10-month investigation resulted in charges extortion, money laundering, and drug trafficking. Let Long's department demoralized.
They had you out here to abuse power and take that power and use that to abuse authority. I can't justify that.
You got the sheriff did a drug and I almost got the same time he got. I didn't got caught nothing. I got 10.5 years for being a friend.
This is really an important day in our fight against violence.
A multi-year investigation involves major gun and crack cocaine charges.
That someone who had no prior criminal history is the worst of the worst. Not even a traffic ticket.
You can tell, I guess, investigators have been doing lead work for a while.
To announce the arrest of Hampton County Sheriff Billy Long on federal charges.
Police say these are Chattanooga's worst criminals.
These are the worst of the worst. Who said this?
These are guys who have traffic violations.
Any law enforcement officer, be it federal, state, or local, puts his desire for money above his sworn duty to protect and to serve. We all saw.
After 4 years of secret work, the feds finally moved in.
Hold one individual to one standard and now hold another to another standard based on the color of their skin, based on how much money they have to pay a good lawyer, or based on the resources that they have or who their friends are in this community. There's never going to be a justification for it. Never.
It is one of the bigger cases that I've seen.
Some individuals are looking at 10 to 20 years in prison or even a life sentence if convicted.
They call us the worst of the worst. But come on, man. Now the murder rate in the city is all time peak. That old people just have sentences that cannot be justified by their length compared to what they did.
And I would know now that the system is not working for us.
We have a lot of people who were locked up and were minor actors for way too long.
Long pleaded guilty and received 14 years in prison. Ex-Hamilton County Sheriff Billy Long will spend less time in prison. Judge Sandy Matisse has reduced Long's sentence to the minimum punishment allowed. Long pleaded guilty in 2008 to extorting local businesses, money laundering, and providing a firearm to a felon.
Extortion, bribery, federal firearm